The Stoics' quiet strength, mastering inner peace and outer influence. Beyond the noise, finding power in stillness. In a world clamoring for attention, where the loudest voices often dominate, a quieter, more profound strength awaits discovery. It's not the forceful push of dominance, but the resilient calm of the Stoic. A philosophy that emphasizes inner peace as the foundation for effective action and meaningful connection. This isn't about shrinking away from the world, but engaging with it from a position of unshakable self-mastery. A wise man once said nothing at all, because wise men speak when they have something to say, fools because they have to say something. We're all too familiar with those who only talk for attention, filling the air with meaningless chatter to mask their lack of substance. But the ancient Stoics knew better. They saw words as weapons, effective only when precisely targeted and used purposefully. The true power, as we'll explore, resides not in constant noise, but in the deliberate cultivation of quiet strength. This essay will delve into 10 essential lessons drawn from Stoicism, enriched with original insights and real-world applications, offering a pathway to mastering your inner world and, in turn, positively shaping your outer influence. It's an invitation to embrace the power of stillness and discover the transformative potential that lies within. Lesson 1. The Stoics' quiet strength, where true power resides. Where does true power reside? Have you ever wondered where your true power lies? Is it in the physical strength you possess, the influence you hold over others, or perhaps somewhere more subtle? The Stoics would argue that the greatest strength lies in the quiet resilience of the mind. This isn't about brute force or manipulation. It's about cultivating an inner fortress of calm, reasoned judgment, and unwavering self-control. Marcus Aurelius once stated, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This profound insight forms the foundation of our first lesson on the power of quiet strength. Why do you think the Stoics placed such importance on mental fortitude? It's because they understood that life's most persistent challenges are not external, but internal. Our reactions, our fears, and our desires shape our reality far more than the events themselves. By cultivating a quiet mind free from the tumult of uncontrolled emotions and reactions, one can achieve an unparalleled strength. This quiet strength isn't a passive acceptance of fate. It's an active engagement with reality, fueled by a clear understanding of what truly matters. Think of it as the eye of a hurricane, a place of stillness and clarity amidst the swirling chaos. How does this quiet strength manifest in daily life? Consider the scenario of receiving criticism. The Stoic approach isn't to shut down or retaliate, but to listen calmly, assess the validity of the criticism, and decide rationally whether it warrants a change in behavior. This response not only conserves mental energy, but also empowers personal growth and emotional resilience. But how does one actually cultivate this elusive quiet mind? It's not about becoming a hermit or suppressing all emotion. It's about developing the capacity for conscious awareness, for observing your thoughts and feelings without judgment. It begins with the practice of reflection. Each evening, take a moment to review your day. What stirred your emotions? How did you respond? Could a quieter, more reasoned approach have altered the outcome for the better? This practice not only improves self-awareness, but also enhances your ability to remain calm in future interactions. Another crucial aspect is understanding the impermanence of all things. How often do you find yourself clinging to moments, whether good or bad? Marcus Aurelius reminds us, you could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think. This awareness encourages us to live fully in the present, embracing each moment with intensity but without attachment. Imagine a beautiful sunset. A non-Stoic might try to capture it perfectly on camera, endlessly adjusting settings and filters, fearing the moment it fades. A Stoic, however, would simply bask in its glory, acknowledging its beauty and accepting its fleeting nature. Moreover, embracing challenges as opportunities for growth is paramount. What can we learn from our everyday challenges? Each difficulty, each moment of discomfort, offers a unique opportunity to practice Stoic virtues such as discipline and patience. When faced with an obstacle, ask yourself, what can this teach me? Viewing challenges through this lens transforms them from hurdles to stepping stones in your personal journey toward a quieter mind. Someone cuts you off in traffic. Instead of succumbing to road rage, practice patience and use the moment to reflect on the importance of calm and responsible driving. Your computer crashes, losing hours of work? Instead of despairing, view it as an opportunity to improve your data backup system and develop greater resilience. Finally, resist the urge to seek validation from others. How often do you find yourself swayed by the opinions of others? The Stoics emphasize the importance of inner conviction and moral integrity over societal approval. This isn't to say that one should disregard others entirely, but rather that we should weigh our values and reason above external pressures. A Stoic understands that true worth comes from within, from living in accordance with virtue, not from chasing fleeting praise. Practical application. For your practical application, focus on one Stoic principle: the control over one's reactions. Whenever you feel a rush of emotion, take a deliberate pause, breathe deeply, and ask yourself, is my impending reaction within the realm of reason? This simple practice can help maintain a quiet mind amidst the noise of everyday life. Lesson 2. Harnessing silence in interpersonal dynamics. Listening with intent. Silence. In a world dominated by constant communication, it's easy to overlook the profound power of silence, not as an absence of sound, but as a potent force in shaping our interactions. Have you ever noticed how silence can speak louder than words in a conversation? This lesson explores the Stoic practice of harnessing the quiet strength of the mind to enhance our interpersonal relationships. The Stoics believe that true wisdom comes from listening more than speaking. By cultivating silence, we give ourselves the space to truly hear and understand others, which is crucial in building strong relationships. This practice not only deepens our connections, but also helps us respond more thoughtfully to those around us. Imagine for a moment the last time you really listened to someone. How did that affect the interaction? Silence in conversation allows us to observe not just the words but the tone, emotion, and underlying sentiments of our counterparts. Stoic philosophy teaches us that understanding comes from observation and reflection, not hasty reaction. When we pause before responding, we create an opportunity to process the information fully, leading to more effective communication. This approach can prevent misunderstandings and conflicts that often arise from impulsive responses. How often do you find yourself reacting quickly without fully understanding the situation? Next time, try embracing a moment of silence to gather your thoughts. It's about creating a space for mindful consideration before jumping to conclusions. It's not just about waiting your turn to speak. It's about actively absorbing the other person's perspective. The Stoics also valued the concept of empathy, which is closely tied to our ability to maintain a quiet mind. By remaining silent, we open ourselves internally to others' experiences and perspectives. This empathetic silence is powerful. It shows respect and a willingness to engage on a deeper level. Think about a time when someone offered you their silent attention. How'd that make you feel? Such moments can significantly strengthen the bonds between individuals, fostering a sense of mutual respect and understanding. Practical wisdom, a key Stoic virtue, involves knowing when to speak and when to remain silent. In our fast-paced world, the ability to hold one's tongue is a form of strength. This restraint allows us to avoid saying things in haste that we might later regret. By practicing this aspect of Stoic quiet strength, we can become more deliberate in our interactions. Reflect on instances where you spoke in haste and later regretted it. What insights can be gained from these experiences? Silence is also crucial in conflict resolution. Disagreements are inevitable, but how we handle them can define the quality of our relationships. Stoics advocate for a calm demeanor and a quiet mind, even in the heat of conflict. This approach does not mean passivity. Rather, it involves actively choosing a peaceful and rational response over an emotional and potentially destructive one. How could silence and a calm response change the outcome of your next disagreement? Perhaps it's about taking a break during a heated argument, allowing both parties to cool down and approach the issue with a clearer perspective. Moreover, silence plays a crucial role in self-reflection. The Stoics believe that the quality of our relationships mirrors the state of our inner lives. By cultivating silence within ourselves, we create the mental space necessary for introspection. This inner quietude can help us understand our motivations, biases, and feelings, ultimately leading us to better interactions with others. What discoveries might you make in your quiet moments that could improve your relationships? Perhaps uncovering a hidden insecurity or a recurring pattern of communication that needs adjustment. Practical exercise. For your practical exercise, focus on implementing periods of intentional silence in your daily interactions. Choose a specific conversation each day to consciously practice listening more and speaking less. Observe the effects this has on the dynamics of the conversation. How does changing your approach affect the way others respond to you? This practice can lead to profound insights about the power of silence in our social interactions. Remember that the quiet strength of the mind is not just about internal peace. It also enhances our ability to connect with, understand, and influence others positively. Lesson 3. Managing criticism with quiet strength, the art of detached assessment. Criticism. It's a universal experience, often met with defensiveness, anger, or even withdrawal. But what if we could transform criticism into a catalyst for growth, a valuable source of insight? How do you typically react when faced with criticism? This lesson explores the Stoic approach to handling criticism using the quiet strength and tranquility of the mind. The Stoics believed that criticism, whether constructive or harsh, offers a unique opportunity to practice virtues such as resilience, temperance, and humility. By responding to criticism with a quiet mind, we can extract useful insights and grow stronger in character. Imagine the peace you could maintain if you viewed criticism through the lens of personal development rather than personal attack. This perspective shift is key to embodying Stoic quiet strength. Instead of immediately feeling threatened or inadequate, consider the possibility that the criticism, however poorly delivered, might contain a kernel of truth. First, consider the Stoic principle that only our own opinions can harm us, not the words of others. When criticized, try to detach your personal feelings from the content of the feedback. This detachment allows you to assess objectively whether the criticism has merit and should be acted upon. By doing so, you remain calm and composed, which is essential for thoughtful reflection. It's like being a scientist observing a reaction. You're interested in the data, not personally offended by the outcome. How often have you allowed someone's words to disturb your peace unnecessarily? Learning to separate fact from emotion is a powerful skill in maintaining a quiet mind. It requires conscious effort to disengage your ego from the situation and view the criticism with objectivity. Stoics also advocate for the practice of reflection before reaction. When receiving criticism, take a moment to pause and breathe. This pause prevents knee-jerk reactions and helps maintain your composure. It also gives you time to consider the critic's intentions and the truth behind their words. Could they be pointing out something you've overlooked? This reflective pause can transform potential SONFCDES into opportunities for personal growth. It's about asking yourself, is this criticism accurate, even if it's delivered poorly? Another useful Stoic practice is to question the validity of the criticism. Ask yourself whether the feedback is based on facts or merely opinions. This questioning can help you determine if the criticism should influence your actions or be dismissed. It also encourages a more analytical approach to interactions, which is central to Stoic philosophy. How do you determine which criticisms are worth considering? Developing criteria for this can enhance your decision-making skills. Perhaps it involves considering the source of the criticism, the consistency of the feedback, and the evidence presented. The Stoics also believed in the power of gratitude. even in challenging situations like receiving negative feedback. Try to find something to be grateful for in every piece of criticism. Perhaps it offers a chance to learn something new about yourself or to correct a path that might not have been leading you where you want to go. This mindset not only eases the sting of harsh words, but also aligns with the Stoic aim of constant self-improvement. Have you ever discovered a valuable insight hidden in a difficult conversation? It's about recognizing that even painful feedback can be a gift, offering a chance to become a better version of yourself. Additionally, it's important to recognize the limitations of your control over others' perceptions and judgments. The Stoic quiet strength comes from understanding that you cannot control what others think of you, only how you respond. This realization can liberate you from the burden of trying to please everyone, which is impossible. Instead, focus on maintaining your integrity and acting according to your principles. When was the last time you felt at peace despite knowing someone disagreed with you? It's about finding contentment in knowing you acted with virtue regardless of external approval. In practicing Stoic quiet strength, remember the value of feedback loops. After processing criticism, consider reaching out for clarification or more detail. This proactive approach demonstrates your commitment to improvement and your willingness to engage constructively with critics. It also helps you build resilience by regularly exposing yourself to feedback and learning to handle it with grace. How could initiating feedback loops improve your relationships and personal growth? It's about turning potential conflicts into collaborative learning experiences. Practical exercise. For your practical exercise, reflect on a recent instance of criticism you received. Write down your initial emotional reaction. Then, apply Stoic techniques to reassess the situation. Did you find any valid points within the criticism? How can you use this feedback to enhance your personal or professional life? Practicing this analysis will help strengthen your Stoic quiet mind and prepare you for future critiques. Remember that every piece of feedback, no matter how difficult, is an opportunity to practice Stoic virtues. Lesson 4. Overcoming fear and anxiety with quiet strength, finding calm in uncertainty. Fear and anxiety. They're unwelcome companions on the journey of life, often clouding our judgment and hindering our progress. But what if we could learn to navigate these turbulent emotions with greater calm and clarity? How do you handle the fears and anxieties that life throws your way? In this lesson, we explore the Stoic approach to managing these common emotional challenges using the power of a quiet mind. The Stoics believe that fear and anxiety often stem from our judgments about the future rather than the actual events themselves. By applying the principles of Stoicism, we can adjust our perceptions, focus on the present, and maintain our inner calm. Imagine the tranquility you could enjoy by mastering your reactions to the uncertainties of life. This mastery is not about suppressing feelings, but understanding and addressing them from a place of strength. It's about recognizing that fear is a signal, not a sentence. Firstly, Stoicism teaches us the importance of distinguishing between what we can control and what we cannot. When you feel anxious or fearful, take a moment to analyze the situation. Ask yourself, is this something within my control? Often, you'll find that your fears are rooted in things outside your control, such as the actions of others or the outcome of future events. Recognizing this can help reduce the intensity of your feelings. By focusing on what you can influence, your thoughts and actions, you reclaim your power over anxiety. The practice of mindfulness is a key tool in the Stoic arsenal for combating fear and anxiety. Mindfulness involves staying fully present in the moment without overthinking past troubles or future worries. This practice helps you break the cycle of anxiety that can be triggered by dwelling on things that have not happened and may never happen. Try to ground yourself in the here and now by focusing on your senses, what you can see, hear, smell, touch, and taste. How does this practice change your emotional state? It's about shifting your attention from the imagined threat to the concrete reality of the present moment. Another Stoic method for managing fear is the technique of negative visualization. This involves deliberately imagining the worst-case scenario in detail. The purpose is not to dwell on negative outcomes, but to reduce the fear of the unknown and to prepare mentally for any possibility. This preparation can make the actual events feel less daunting as you realize that you can handle more than you think. It's like rehearsing for a performance. By mentally preparing for the worst, you're better equipped to handle whatever actually happens. Have you ever found that something you feared turned out to be less scary once it happened? This is often the result of subconscious negative visualization. Stoics also advocate for the development of resilience through exposure. Gradually exposing yourself to the things that scare you can significantly reduce the power they hold over you. This doesn't mean recklessly confronting your deepest fears, but rather taking small, manageable steps toward facing them. Each successful encounter builds confidence and reinforces your ability to cope. What small step could you take today towards overcoming a fear? Perhaps it's making a phone call you've been dreading or speaking up at a meeting where you usually stay silent. It is also beneficial to engage in regular reflection on the impermanence of our experiences. Stoics are encouraged to remember that just as positive moments pass, so too do negative ones. This perspective can help you maintain a balanced view of life's ups and downs. When anxiety strikes, remind yourself that this too shall pass. How might this thought alter your response the next time you feel overwhelmed? It's about recognizing that fear is a temporary emotion, not a permanent state. In line with Stoic teachings, embracing a more fatty, the love of fate, is another transformative strategy. This means accepting and even embracing whatever life brings, trusting that there is value in every experience. When you adopt this mindset, fear loses its grip and anxiety can transform into curiosity. How can you start seeing challenging situations as opportunities to learn and grow? It's about reframing adversity as a chance to develop resilience, wisdom, and compassion. Practical exercise. For your practical exercise, reflect on a recent anxiety-inducing situation. Apply Stoic principles to reevaluate your response. Did you focus on elements within your control? How could mindfulness or negative visualization have altered your perspective? Practice these techniques regularly to strengthen your Stoic, quiet mind. Remember that the power to change your emotional landscape lies within you. Lesson 5. Stoic quiet strength and financial wisdom. Virtue in value. Money. It's a source of both opportunity and anxiety, often driving our decisions and shaping our lives. But what if we could approach finances with a sense of calm rationality, guided by principles of virtue and moderation? How does Stoic philosophy guide us in managing personal finances and economic decisions? This lesson delves into how the power of Stoic quiet strength can help us approach financial matters with rationality, discipline, and a clear mind. The Stoics believe that external wealth holds no real value unless it contributes to a virtuous life. By applying Stoic principles to our financial habits, we can foster a relationship with money that supports our personal growth and well-being. It's not about becoming wealthy for the sake of wealth, but about using our resources to live a life of purpose and meaning. Imagine a financial strategy not driven by greed or fear, but by wisdom and moderation. This approach not only secures financial stability, but also aligns our economic actions with our deepest values. Stoicism teaches the importance of differentiating between needs and desires. A Stoic approach to finances involves focusing on what is necessary for a content and functional life, rather than indulging in every want. This distinction helps prevent the accumulation of unnecessary debt and promotes a simpler, more focused lifestyle. Reflect on your own spending habits. How often do you spend money on things you want rather than things you truly need? By practicing this Stoic discipline, you can improve your financial health and free yourself from the cycle of consumerism. It's about asking yourself, does this purchase align with my values and contribute to my overall well-being? Another key aspect of Stoic financial wisdom is the concept of sufficiency. Stoics strive for a state where they feel they have enough, which fosters contentment and gratitude. This mindset is incredibly valuable in today's world, where there's constant pressure to acquire more. Think about your own financial goals. Are they aimed at genuine sufficiency, or are you chasing an endless increase? Learning to appreciate what you have can reduce financial stress and increase overall happiness. It's about recognizing that true wealth lies not in the abundance of possessions, but in the contentment of the heart. Stoics also value the practice of foresight and planning when it comes to finances. They advocate for preparing for future needs and potential crises by saving and investing wisely. This preparation is not driven by anxiety about the future, but by rational assessment of potential risks. How prepared are you for unexpected financial setbacks? Regular financial planning sessions can help you stay on track and maintain peace of mind. It's about being proactive and responsible, not reactive and fearful. The Stoic principle of non-attachment is particularly useful in the realm of investments. Stoics maintain a detached attitude towards gains and losses, focusing instead on making informed, rational investment choices. This detachment helps prevent emotional decision-making, particularly in response to market volatility. How do you react to financial losses? Cultivating non-attachment can help you make more balanced decisions in turbulent times. It's about recognizing that financial markets are inherently unpredictable and that emotional reactions can lead to poor choices. Stoicism encourages us to use our resources wisely, not only for our own benefit, but also for the good of others. This includes making charitable donations and supporting community projects. Think about how you can use your financial resources to contribute to your community or to causes you care about. Such contributions enrich our lives and strengthen our connections to others, aligning our financial actions with Stoic values of community and support. It's about recognizing that true wealth lies in giving back and making a positive impact on the world. Regular reflection on our financial status and decisions is another Stoic practice that promotes financial wisdom. By frequently assessing your financial health and the motivations behind your financial decisions, you can ensure that your actions remain aligned with your values. When was the last time you reflected on your financial decisions? Implementing a routine financial review can help you stay mindful and proactive about your economic well-being. It's about taking ownership of your finances and ensuring they serve your values, not the other way around. Practical exercise. Review your current financial situation and identify areas where Stoic principles can be applied to improve decision-making. Consider your approach to savings, spending, investments, and charitable giving. Are these aligned with Stoic values of sufficiency, rational planning, and community support? Make one change this week based on your reflections and observe how it impacts your financial peace of mind. Conclusion. The Stoics' enduring strength. A path to a life well lived. As we draw to a close, it becomes clear that the Stoics' quiet strength is not a passive retreat from the world, but a potent force for navigating its challenges with wisdom, resilience, and unwavering integrity. By cultivating inner peace, mastering our reactions, and aligning our actions with virtue, we can unlock a life of profound meaning and lasting fulfillment. The power lies not in the external noise, but in the deliberate cultivation of stillness within. It is a journey, not a destination, a continuous process of self-improvement and mindful engagement with the world around us. Embrace the quiet strength and let it guide you towards a life well lived.